So yeah, hi everyone. My name is Damian. If you don't know me, this is me. I'm currently a computer science major at UTRGV. I'm a senior. I work at the RSOC. I'm currently a level 3 student analyst. So we do a lot of incident response over there. Uh, Anyone else is a student at UTRGV? Please show of hands. You, Mauricio, 2? Okay. So good thing that VISI in particular, it's a club I started at UTRGV. So we go over, like, we do workshops and stuff, or we want to do workshops. We just started like last month. So like so far, it's just been getting people like in the club, some outreach, doing things like this where I try to get people into what we're doing. But yeah, hopefully y'all can get involved in your own sort of way. So even if you're not a UTRGV student, hopefully you can take something out of this. So first thing I noticed when I was, or currently as a student, first, there was no like cybersecurity club at UTRGV, right? There was one a long time ago, a few years ago, and it died. So, and no one carried the torch. So there wasn't one for a long time, I think. When I started UTRGV, which was maybe 2 years ago, it wasn't there. So I was like, okay, we need a club because there's a lot of people interested, but there's no one, coming together and making a club. So second, look around you, like this community, it's small, right? But it's growing, right? We're all cyber enthusiasts one way or another. Maybe we all have different interests, but we all look at cyber in our own little special way. So I was seeing and RGV cyber is new, right? Relatively new. I was speaking to a guy who went up to Houston. I don't know his name. I just know him on Discord. But he went up to Houston. He was like, "Are you from McAllen?" I'm like, I didn't know RGV cyber was a thing. When I moved from McAllen a few years ago, he was like, I've tried to get people involved in cybersecurity at the Valley, but no one was interested, and no one pulled up to the meetings, and it just died, right? But now we have this community of people like you guys that showed up, and everyone online that are interested, and they want to get together, and they want to do something. So that's another demand, right? Not only the student demand from UTRGV, but demand just in general, RGV, right? There's people that want to get involved, they want to do something. So that was number 2. Number 3 is that the cyber market, and I got this a lot from students who are trying to jump into the cyber market. They're like, they don't know where to start. Like, it's difficult. Cyber is not an entry-level job. You hear that all the time. And it really isn't. You have to know so much and do so much in order to just to break the ice, right? So that was something a lot of students, as particular one student from the club, he's doing he likes digital forensics, but he doesn't know where to start. And there's another one that likes doing OS stuff, but they don't know where to start, and they really want a job because they're getting closer and closer to graduation, but internships are hard to get. In RGV especially, we're a small community compared to Austin, Dallas, Houston, right? So there's not many opportunities as there are in those big cities. So they find it difficult to land a job or land an interview, right? It's hard. They don't have any of those projects on their resume to even get the foot in the door. So that's one thing I wanted to target with this club. And fourth is the RGV kind of feels like it's behind, right? You see our communities, they're kind of small. We don't have like huge events like they do in Austin or Houston or these conferences that happen. We just don't have that, right? But there's interest here. The interest is there. The people are there. They're interested, but there's no moving forward, right? And we need people to do that. So RGV Cyber has been great. We've been moving forward. Our service is pretty huge. Like, how many people are in there? At least that's a huge number, right? That's huge. That's the group. Like, how many? I don't even know if I have 400 people, right? I don't even know that many people. That's a lot of people to get something done. So I wanted to have something that those people could go to and reach out and meet other people, right? Make friends. So 2 solutions that I came up with. First, they're not original solutions, of course, but they're something to get started. So first was the cloud at UTRGV, which is open to, despite it being called the Vaquero initiative, it's not just for UTRGV students. It's a nonprofit. I found the nonprofit last month. So we got approved and we're officially a nonprofit with the city of Austin, with the state of Texas. So it's for everyone, right? Anyone who wants to learn more and be involved, they're welcome to join. It's different from RGV Cyber in that it's more oriented towards meeting every week. We want to do projects every week. And slowly but surely with those projects, we hope that students will get their foot in the door with cyber. Right? Maybe there won't be huge projects, but there'll be something they can talk about in interviews with employers, for example. So not just for students, it's targeted for students. We have our meetings on campus, but that's just the beginning, right? our target audience was students in the beginning to get, our first base of people in there. But eventually we want to branch out to you guys, right? So I'm here to invite y'all to join the Discord, get involved. I started this thing called the virtual SOC, so Virtual Security Operations Center. Y'all can join for free. The tools are there for free. The workshops, they're going to be offered for free. So anyone can learn, or if they're interested, show up to university and hang out with us. So secondly, have y'all heard of the STC Cyber Clinic? Anyone? Yes, a few. Are you in it by any chance? No? Anyone in it currently? No? Okay. Well, STC started their own cybersecurity clinic. And what a cyber clinic does is that they reach out to nonprofits, small local businesses in our community, and they give them free services like vulnerability scanning or EDR or NDR, and they help them. And it's usually small communities because these people don't have funding, right, to have their own, to hire their own MSP, right? They don't have the money to go out and put their own security solutions, or they don't have the knowledge or the talent, right? Some of these mom and pop shops, they're just two people or one person putting up their own business. And then, unfortunately, these are targets for attackers, right? They're easy targets. Why? Because they don't have the infrastructure in place to defend against those attacks. So what a cyber clinic does is they go out and they help these nonprofits, they help these mom and pop shops to help defend themselves against attacks, right? So SDC has that, but I want to start off with UTRGV because I know UTRGV has a lot more students and a lot more outreach we're going to have, right? We have our own departments for outreach and community involvement, right? UTRGV has that already in place. So we have all the infrastructure, all the faculty, all the students, and I wanted to have that place for them to go and get hands-on experience. First and foremost, community involvement, giving back to the community, but also get students hands-on with real people, with real communities, with real projects, right? You can go and talk to your employer, like, what have you done, right? You could talk, hey, I solved this problem at X company and for free, right? I did it out of the love of the game. That's something you could talk to your employer about, and they're gonna be like, wow, like this guy actually cares about cybersecurity, and he's out changing the world, right? That's one thing I wanted to target with that cyber clinic. But of course, I need help, and we're gonna go out. I'm gonna continue on that after. But first, who are we serving? I kind of already answered the question first. VISI targets everyone. It's available to everyone. So we meet in person, yes, on campus, yes, but we have a Discord open to anybody in the RGV or anyone in our region to help us grow and to just come and hang out and like learn something, right? We do workshops every week, hopefully. Cross our fingers, hopefully starting next month in March. Once I finalize all the website updates, I'll share the website. If you want to go to that link on the top left, I want to just check it out real quick. When I finalize that, I'm going to help you guys get registered, and hopefully by next month we can start doing our weekly workshops. So RGV Cyber Clinic is for local businesses, like I mentioned before. So some kind of foundation, we need some kind of plan to get the cyber clinic in particular involved. So at the RSOC, we also help out nonprofits, but in particular, we help out state-sponsored districts, right? So independent school districts or cities or counties. We don't help out for-profit businesses. So the RSOC kind of tackles all these state-sponsored, right? People that are approved by the DIR. We help them out. We give them free services like NDR, EDR, vulnerability scanning, etc. So what we want to do is the part that the RSOC doesn't get, which is the private-owned businesses and the local businesses in our community. We can handle that. Right? We can go out and help them. And if we take care of the private-owned businesses, and the RSOC takes care of the publicly owned businesses or counties or schools, we can kind of get full coverage of everybody, right? And we can reduce cyber attacks across our state, across our county efficiently, right? So our target is to first, of course, outreach. We do outreach with the RSOC. We talk to counties, talk to school districts. Secondly is onboarding. Self-explanatory, onboarding people on board. And after they get onboarded, we get their contact info. We'll ask them, what kind of services would you want? And the services we provide will obviously be up to whatever we decide on. I'm thinking of vulnerability scanning since that's the most kind of dynamic. EDR does take a lot of work. It's constant logging and checking stuff and responding to incidents. So first, more likely we'll go over vulnerability assessments, but EDR is not out of the question. Right? That's something I do want to get into because it's a great way to get your hands on in the blue team aspect. And then fourth is ongoing technical support, right? We're gonna receive these alerts and we're gonna speak to them and we're always gonna have that door open for them, right? Once we onboard them, they'll always be able to come to us and request services for us. And it'll just kind of be like that all year. And hopefully all year round with more community or more businesses being onboarded, we can get this all around like internship kind of deal where students can come in, they get trained, of course. They get trained on the policies, right? There's a lot of policy has to go into this. They get trained on the skills, technical skills, of course. And then they get to go out and participate in these hands-on projects, right? So that's the plan, and that's what we do at the RSOC. And I kind of want to bring that over here to this kind of deal. So VISI's role, the club, when it comes to working with the clinic, is that we're kind of going to siphon all these students, all this talent into the cyber clinic, right? The cyber clinic, like I mentioned, it's only for UTRGV students, unfortunately. But the VISI itself isn't. So we'll have workshops and trainings for VISI, but the people that are in the university cyber clinic, they can go on and apply those skills in the real world. So what VISI is it's just like the recruitment pipeline from UTRGV talent into the cyber clinic. Like I mentioned, this isn't, if a lot of you may not be UTRGV students, or maybe you are, but if you aren't, there's still ways for you to get involved. Right? We need all the help we can get, not just from students, but from people like you guys who are interested in cyber or who already are professionals. I know a lot of you already have jobs in cyber or IT. We need people like that. We need people like that on our advisory board. So what clinics have is these boards of this committee of people that are professionals or that can provide some kind of knowledge, right, to our cyber clinic. Because we need people who know what they're doing to guide students. Right? We can't just have students doing whatever they want with these, like, what's it called? These businesses, right? It's real money that's on the line. It's real lives that are on the line. So we need talented individuals or people that can contribute some kind of knowledge or some kind of guidance to our community. We need people like that. So if you're that person, then feel free to reach out to me. Please, we need people on our board. I've reached out to faculty. We have a faculty advisor, maybe 2 or 3 faculty advisors already. And I hope that we can keep growing that number up. And the more faculty advisors or the more people we have on the board, the faster we can get this going and the faster we can start moving forward with this plan. So if you're a current professional, make sure to reach out to me. I know you're on the STC board already. So he's like my guide. He's been helping me out. I know Mr. Inahosa, I've also been speaking to him, and some other faculty at the university. So this is already in progress. Hopefully you guys can find a way to contribute or get involved. If you're not a professional, but you're interested in cybersecurity, it's also a way for you to get involved. Like I mentioned, we have the VSOC or the Virtual Security Operations Center that I've created for free for all of you guys. So what we'll do is that I'll have these like a lab environment. So if you're familiar with the home lab, you'll have like this, maybe an agent on a old laptop and you'll just feed logs from that into a server. So that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ingest logs, hopefully like natural logs. So I'll leave maybe a vulnerable machine open out and we'll like ingest logs from that machine. And we'll look at them and we'll do like threat hunts. We'll work together to find out, you know, if this real telemetry is a true positive or false positive, for example. And we'll do that together in the club as our workshops. And they'll be hands-on and you'll get to learn a lot. Otherwise, you can just join the Discord and just come and hang out. So we have a lot of people in there who are interested, a lot of people who are already working towards, you know, that career. Like me, for example, I do a lot of incident response. I do a lot of like working with clients. So that's like my interest if you're interested. But yeah, I think that pretty much concludes my presentation. The QR code is for the VSOC sign up. So if you haven't already signed up, go to the Google form, write down some information. It's just a username, your first name, last name, and if you're a student or not. And please look at our website. We have cool stuff on there. I'm going to be changing it up in the future, so it's easier for you to get in, like register for the VSOC. Currently, the VSOC is just through Google form, which isn't too secure. So I'm going to change that, and I'll have something on the websites for you guys to get involved. So I'll keep posting stuff about this in the RGV Cyber Discord, so no worries if you don't want to join the Discord. But the Discord is the best way to get in touch. So that's my Discord up there, DCU. If you want to ask any questions after, or you want to get involved, or any questions, I'm always open. I'm always doing stuff, so ask me about anything. I like talking. And that's our Instagram. So it's brand new. I'm not a huge like social media guy, so I have one of our leads running that. So we have some pictures from our first meeting, which was kind of big. We had a lot of attendance on that first meeting, so I'm really happy about that. But yeah, any questions? Particular, maybe you're a student or you're yes.
So you mentioned that this club was open to people. Oh, is this a mic? Oh wow, thanks. So you mentioned that this club was open to people part of like the cyber field, I guess, or IT. And I was wondering currently what is the breadth of like experience that the club has in terms of like people, like what kind of backgrounds do they come from? Or are they interested in career wise, I guess? Like, for example, I'm like an Android dev, or like that's what I want to do, or mobile development. So I was wondering if maybe there's like opportunity for that, you know what I mean? In that way, or is it just like people in cybersecurity?
So a lot of us are cybersecurity like majors.
Okay.
I'm a computer science major, so I know a lot about software engineering. So
Okay.
I've done Android development with like Flutter and Dart and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
same.
a lot of us, like cyber brings us together, but we have like our own little skills, right? So a lot of us, me in particular, I'm a huge blue teamer, so I like blue teaming and defensive cybersecurity. But like I mentioned, I have experience in Flutter and Dart. So our advisor in particular, he's a computer science part of the computer science department, right? So he knows a lot about programming and stuff like that. His current focus is on Python and federated learning. So there's like a bunch of things that we're interested in, kind of a little bit of everything in there, since we're all students from different backgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah. So to answer your question, maybe more concisely, yes, we have people that are interested in that. It's not the focus of the club. We do work with Frontera Devs, which is another community in our UTRGV community, another club, and they do software development. They focus on software development.
Okay.
So if you're interested, I could direct you to them. We're also going to do like joint workshops. So
that'd be lovely. Yeah, I'd love to know more.
Yeah,
I'll
of course.
definitely
I'll
talk to
send
you.
you the link on Discord.
Okay, thank you, man.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Of course.
There you go.
Any other questions? If not, then thank you guys so much for listening to me, and I hope I hear from you all soon. So thank you guys.